Welcome to the Automotive Blockchain channel, where we bring to you blockchain and crypto news as it relates to the automotive industry. And this is my encounter at Farpoint Station release for this channel, brand new.
All stations, prepare for reconnection.
And I'm excited for launching this channel because there are a lot of people in the automotive industry, specifically on the franchise dealer side, that still have a lot to learn when it comes to this new technology that is going to be a game changer, as well as the cryptocurrencies that could be associated with it and the tokens, etc., that could be associated with it as well. So one of the things I've learned over the past almost 20 years is that the dealerships in and of themselves, they can be a little slow to adapt and adopt new technologies.
Why, killer, what are you waiting for? Get a move on, get going, scram!
No.
So suffice to say, blockchain is going to be a game changer for this sector of our economy, and let's get right to it. So let's start off with some historical references. Back in March of 2017, you know, when the hype of the cryptocurrency market was starting to just go up, IBM had published this blog post titled Blockchain for Automotive, and in there they listed 5 use cases for the automotive industry, and they labeled them out briefly as supply chain, manufacturer and finance, retail sales and service finance, vehicle and brand experiences, and spare parts and warranty. The link to this article is in the description below. One thing, just kind of a couple things I will highlight out of this is that they are truly focused on putting out the standards of excellence for the automotive industry, literally from the mining of the vehicle on out to how the customer is actually driving the car. So we're talking about the entire funnel of experience for the automotive vehicle. And notice how I mentioned the automotive vehicle and not necessarily the actual person who would own said vehicle. Now, I would be remiss if I did not mention one other historical reference, and that is MOBI. Ledger Insights wrote about a year after that IBM article was published about the MOBI Alliance. And what is the MOBI Alliance? MOBI is the Mobility Open Blockchain Initiative. It is a consortium of car makers, mobility, energy, and infrastructure providers. Some of the founding members include BMW, Renault, GM, and Ford. The interesting thing about this consortium is that the organization explicitly states that it is technology agnostic, which demonstrated by the participation from many of its members. And when you go over to the actual MOBI site and they say who they are, they say MOBI is a member-led consortium working to make transportation greener, more efficient, more affordable, using blockchain and related technologies through research, education, innovation platforms, colloquiums, and working groups. MOBI works to create and promote high industry standards for smart mobility blockchain options. And they have a little 3.5 minute video here that you can clearly watch. It talks about the tokens and the car wallets. Once again, the link will be in the description, so you could go ahead and listen to that. But they have come out with a few press releases, and some of the most recent press releases that they have, the first one announces the standard on the blockchain collaboration. And the second one then, literally like a quarter of a year later, back in 2019, talks about they announced a joint proof of concept for the first vehicle identity blockchain. So first they're talking about the standard for the vehicle identity in the blockchain, and now just a quarter of a year later, they're discussing the concept for a proof of concept for the VID. So as it pertains to the standard, specifically, they say a standard for digital vehicle identity will be the cornerstone for a new realm of blockchain-based solutions for mobility ecosystem. And that's by Sebastian Hinault, who works for Renault Silicon Valley Innovations. It then goes down with a quote from one of Ford's people that says, "The real power of blockchain comes from enabling the networks of people and things to transact with each other without intermediaries." Now, what about the proof of concept press release? Creating a trusted digital identity for vehicle unlocks the potential for a mobility payments network including vehicle-to-vehicle and vehicle-to-everything transactions, electric vehicle-to-grid integration, usage-based services, fleet operations, congestion pricing, carbon footprint management, and more. And that was by Chris Bellinger, who is the CEO of MOBI. Another quote that you want to look down here is that the vehicle identity standard is a critical enabler for future blockchain-based vehicles and mobility services. So I wanted to take a quick moment just to kind of tie a couple things together. So when you consider the vehicle-to-vehicle and vehicle-to-everything transactions, you then can start imagining that, let's say for instance, you want to take your vacation from the East Coast to the West Coast. And in that, you literally could pay for your tolls, pay for your fuel, or anything dealing with the charging of your electric vehicle along the path of which you were going. Then consider the truckers, the jobbers out there who are transporting goods across the country. When you consider the autonomous vehicle industry and companies that could integrate with that, such as Tesla, who in 2017 kind of rolled out their a fully electric semi, and then literally about a year after that, you had Mercedes-Benz announcing their electric heavy-duty semi. You can start to see how companies such as that could integrate with, let's say, Origin Trail in order to help track the goods from the produce from one location to another. So this particular technology is emerging very, very fast, but the automotive industry is going to start at the manufacturing processes and everything first. So when you think about the MOBI consortium, I want to just kind of give you a quick heads up with respects to what their consortium or who is really in their consortium. And it's all in alphabetical order, and I have it started in the back here, but you can see the World Economic Forum. But the reality of it all is that when you go into it, you realize there are a lot of awesome companies that are related with this. Key point here, Ripple, and obviously along with their asset of XRP, is going to find some way to be a key player in the transactions across borders. You'll also see universities and a number of different manufacturers that are going along with that, and Hyperledger, IOTA are some blockchain technologies. So needless to say, this industry is shaping up over the past few years here. It realistically is only 3 years old for automotive blockchain, and I just want to say thank you for tuning in to the Automotive Blockchain channel. Please feel free to click subscribe. Also make any comments that you want to make and give me some of your feedback. And don't forget to ring that bell so you can get the announcements for any future videos coming up.